people have no basic knowledge anymore. They just go online and ask stuff. They don't store. I have lots of information I've just stored in my ring because we had to learn stuff and remember it, dates and events and people. People don't have that anymore. And depending on where you're getting your information from, you can have a completely different narrative. Speak about truth being absent. I've had people tell me when the Middle East crisis, those are your truths. I have different facts. And their facts aren't even facts. They're completely made up.
Yeah,
Like the Wikipedia.
I was listening to a university professor the other day. He was speaking on one of the podcasts I was listening to. I can't remember which one right now, but he was basically saying that the students come in with almost zero to no knowledge of history. And when he's teaching, whether it's political science or, any of these types of things, he can't actually teach the curriculum because every time he brings up a historical piece of the puzzle that needs to be known in order to understand where we are now, nobody knows it. So he ends up teaching 11th or 10th grade history to these college students, and he can't even get to the actual like university level degree learning because all these kids are coming in knowing nothing and assuming that they know everything, and it's a huge problem just in terms of being able to graduate these kids with an actual master's degree, but they're coming in with such gaps. So it's a really interesting conglomeration of issues where they're not learning what they're supposed to be learning.
Right, exactly. And it's more than that. I think it's like Cicero who said history is the magistra vitae, the teacher of life. If you don't understand the history of what happened in the world in the last few hundred years and the dangers of extremism and fascism and communism. And so that's why you have a scary number of younger Americans think that socialism is better than capitalism. And a scary number of younger Americans thinks that violence is justified. And these are things that, where's your knowledge of Russia, of China, Mao Zedong and Stalin, of the French Revolution, of the revolution that it consumes itself. But if you don't have that information, if truth is absent and people have and they're just getting pouring in, and even the things people go to are not even objective anymore, like Wikipedia is being, certain things are, you look about if you want to look up the asexual reproduction of single-celled organisms, that's not going to be really contentious argument in terms of politics. When you look up things like, American politics in the modern era or the state of Israel, the Israel-Palestinian or Arab conflict, boy, and you're looking on Wikipedia, boy, you're not going to be able to just have that basic foundation of facts. So you have ignorant people with being pulled to extremes. And now what we've had